Howdy guys, Jimmy Song here. In this video, I wanted to talk about a tweet that I saw with a phrase that I found really interesting. So let me first of all share this tweet, and I am going to screen share, I think, or at least show that. All right, there we go. All right, so here is the tweet. Ali Yaha. Scaling a system past its limits by more than an order of magnitude almost always requires a complete re-architecture. Layer 2 alone on top of immutable layer 1s won't cut it. We will need layer 1s that are better and upgradable. Innovation maximalists. Clearly, this guy is talking about Bitcoin, and I love this phrase, innovation maximalist. So I wanted to make a video about it because I think this guy is horribly misguided. Apparently, this is a partner at A16Z or something like that. So let me just tell you what this guy's thinking. And there's some truth to what the guy is saying. You know, like if you want to scale a system in order of magnitude, then you need to do X, Y, and Z. And this is certainly true when you are a Silicon Valley tech company. If you are, somebody like Facebook or something like that, and you need to scale in order of magnitude, which they've had to do multiple times, then a complete re-architecture often did happen. They've actually contributed a significant amount to open source because the tools that they were using from open source were just inadequate, and they had to make improvements on it and so on. So I know RocksDB is something from Facebook, and that's their version of LevelDB because they had to make so many optimizations. I know Memcached is another one that they highly optimized and contributed a lot to. So good on them for that. And from a technical startup perspective, this makes complete sense. Here's the problem. Bitcoin isn't a primary tech product. It is a monetary product. And this is one of those cases of hammers only seeing nails, right? A16Z, I like that company. I think they've done a lot of fantastic things, at least in the tech sector. And they're very popular for a good reason. They have a reputation for helping out the entrepreneurs that their portfolio companies by being an incredible resource for them, trying to help them with operations or customers or learning about like their market and things like that. And that's something that they are very good at. What they are not good at is seeing Bitcoin for what it is. It is not a startup. It is not a tech play per se. It is a store of value. It's a very hard money. And they don't seem to be getting that. They think, oh, well, if it's not innovating, if it's not like changing around very quickly, then it's going to lose because tech is the only thing that matters. No, that is not what matters in monetary policy and monetary mediums. What matters is credibility. What matters is the ability to last a really long time without changing. Like sort of this idea of innovation maximalism is very centered around that technophile, what succeeded for me in the past must work in every other place kind of mentality. And that's what this guy, Ali Yaha, seems to be thinking, is that, okay, well, in order for Bitcoin to be successful, it has to be a successful tech play. And successful tech play, of course, means that you have to innovate everything all the time. And like, fit the needs of the people that are using it. Now, there is some degree of that with like UX and things like that in Bitcoin, which is steadily improving. But what is missing is that really Bitcoin is primarily money. And with money, you don't want things to change. This is like innovation maximalism is like describes very well what the Fed does with the economy, right? Like they're trying to do different things and pull different levers and make it do what it wants, except that only works for so long. At a certain point, you have a black swan event, and it turns out the whole system is fragile and completely falls apart. That's exactly what you don't want to happen with a monetary medium, with money, with something that you are storing value in. You don't want that value to go away. And innovation, breaking things, moving fast, these are things that are very detrimental to keeping that value. So I wanted to get that off my chest because I don't think this guy really understands what Bitcoin is. And to be fair, not that many people do, especially people in Silicon Valley. They do tend to think of things as everything is a tech play and software is eating the world. To a large degree, they're correct. But with Bitcoin, but with money, with this particular innovation, I don't think they get what's interesting about it. What's interesting about it is not that it changes quickly or it has the ability to add features. Those things have been around a while for a long time with all kinds of stuff, and you can see it in like, Apple Pay and like the tap to pay or whatever on like Google Wallet or whatever. There's a lot of different innovations and tech improvements to method of payment, things like that. But what's actually interesting about Bitcoin is that it is decentralized digital scarcity, and that's something that a lot of people fail to grasp. It's fair, right? Anyone can mine a hash, and if yours fits the bill, then you get to keep the block reward and so on, and you get to validate, and there's an objective metric and all that stuff, and that makes Bitcoin sound money. It's hard. It's got a credible hard cap, and that's what makes Bitcoin interesting. Not, it has this feature, that feature, whatever. Like being digital, it turns out is most of what makes it interesting. On top of it being decentralized, we didn't really have anything like that before. Satoshi created it in 2009. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about, and I'm basically telling this guy he's wrong, and if he wants to be an innovation maximalist, be my guest. Go create another coin and see how well it competes. Doesn't matter what kind of features it has, it's not going to win, at least without it being like many orders of magnitude better. So anyway, that's what I am talking about, and if you found the video helpful, give me a thumbs up. If you want to tell me I'm wrong, please do so in the comments. Anyway, this song is done.